right, boom, we're back. Squeeze the Neck podcast, back with another episode. And again, we're back at Churchill's Boxing Gym. This time, not Mr. Sam Mullins. We've got Johanna Wonyou. Yeah, I think I said that right. So I got told downstairs by Sam that your English is not good, but I think it's better than mine. So we'll see how we go. But thank you very much for doing this.
No problem.
We've met before. Obviously, I was going to say good to meet you, but not good to meet you. But as I say, we're at Churchill's Boxing Gym. You are, I believe, from France originally.
Yes.
How does a girl from France end up training in London?
So I started my career in France as an amateur, and then as a pro, I did not really know where I was going. So I was like, let's just try something else, change it all. And yeah, I was looking for sponsor, and someone told me, oh, I know a gym in London, so would you try it? I said, okay. I had some look on Instagram, and then I said, why not? I came, and then I'm there now.
Yeah, the rest is history, huh?
Yeah.
So take us all the way back. How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, I'm 24.
24, so young. Yeah, so when did you start boxing? Where are you from originally? All that stuff. Bring us up to
I
speed.
started boxing when I was 14. And yeah, I just started like that. I did not have no reason. I was just bored. I was like, you know what? I'm bored about just going at school, coming back home. So and my mom would not let me go out just like that. So I had to find something like a purpose to go out. And then I tried boxing through one of a girl from my class. She told me, oh, I know this boxing gym. And I say, why not? And then I started like that.
Wow. So where are you from in France originally? Which part?
I'm from of the outskirts of Paris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So very sort of obviously well-known area. Like I said, so
Yeah.
I forget who I was speaking to. I was speaking to someone from, I can't even remember what country. I mean, this is a terrible story, but I was telling to some, and they said a certain part of the country, and I was like, oh yeah, near so and so, and they was like, no, and I was like, oh, near so and so, no. So it was a terrible. But Paris, you know,
Yeah,
everyone
Paris.
knows where Paris is,
Know
right?
where it
Yeah,
is.
exactly. So like obviously, I don't know what boxing's like for women in France, because like 10 years ago you started essentially, right?
Yeah.
Whereas like in England, 10 years ago is when it started to sort of, maybe a bit more, but is when it started to get big, the female boxing. Was it big when you started up back home?
I don't think it was that big. Like I think I had the chance to grow up with boxing. I say as in France, yeah, and even like around the world, because when I started, boxing was not at that top level that it is now. Like let's say I started in 2014. I think Clarissa, she did not even have her first Olympic medal.
Really?
Yeah, I think So I grew up with boxing. It was not too big. But no, it was not too big.
Not too big, yeah. Because as I say, like Sam said it on the podcast when it was before, like when female boxing started to become big, there was a lot of people in England that was a bit like, don't really like it. Like, and he said
I think they just could not see it come.
Yeah.
Obviously, I had to come.
Had to come, and now it's huge. Obviously, like there's a French couple actually, right? A married couple, Tony Yoka and his wife, who won gold medals at the same Olympics. Who's the wife? Do you know the wife's name?
Estelle Mosley, yeah.
Oh, that's okay. Sorry, right? Because the only reason I know of him, he beat my friend Joe Joyce in the final, and I think.
Oh yeah.
Guys, you watch that fight back. You tell me what you
Watch
think.
the fight back.
Yo, you tell me what you
the
think.
decision has been made, man.
Big
He won.
Joe. Yeah, all right, fair enough. But Big Joe. Shout out Big Joe, Tony Yoka.
Shout out to Tony though.
Yeah, so we're like obviously coming to England. Like, when did you come to England?
2021.
So you're young, really, to come to a different.
Yeah.
What did your family say? Was your family like, yeah, great?
Oh, honestly, I did not really talk about that. Like, I talk about that more to my coach than my family.
Yeah.
So I talked to my coach like maybe 6 months before. I told him that I will have a try in England, blah blah blah. He told me okay, that was no problem. And then just 2 days before I come to England, I say to my mom, I'm going in England. She was like, what did you find up there?
Yo.
Say, just let me try. And she did not say nothing. So I think, she agreed with that.
Great, good on it. Yeah, because a lot of parents would have gone crazy for that, right? They'd have been
Yeah,
like,
but
fucking hell.
I think my mom know what I'm like.
Yeah,
even if you tell me no, I can't say I disobey my mom, but you get what I mean.
Yeah, of course, we all do to a certain extent, right? But what was your amateur career like? Because I know your pro career roughly, and we'll get into that. But
as an amateur, I had a couple of national titles. I've been international as well. Like I had a bronze medal to the World Championship as a junior, and then I've done the European, and after that I turned pro.
So like how old was you when you turned pro? Because that's a serious amateur background.
20.
20. And because that's young, right? So did you ever was you thinking about Olympics, or was it not on your?
I was thinking of it, obviously. Yeah. When you're in a team, I was in how's it called? Like the French team, yeah. So when you're in the French team, that's your purpose. That's like the best thing you can do. And I was thinking of it, but I did never even try the qualification.
Right.
And the a pro opportunity just came to me, and I took this one.
Because the reason I ask is because you're the right age, and like the Paris Olympics was coming, right? Was that not like a big thing, or?
No, because when I turned pro, it was Tokyo, and then thinking that I had to wait 4 years.
Yeah, it's a long time.
Yeah, I was like, what will I do during that 4 years? Yeah, it's long when you think of it, but.
Right. How many amateur bouts did you have as an amateur?
As an amateur, like, I think. Yeah, 70.
Yeah, so serious amount of amateur bouts. Because a lot of people you hear now, especially women, not so much the men, but the women's guy. There's like, we were speaking about this again with Sam on here, where it's like, you get to the top quite quickly, right? Because it's a thinner field.
Yeah,
but
you
like
get
you
to
had
the
a
top
massive
quick,
amount of fights.
and because there was not a lot of female, like there is team where they have like 3-4 females per weight class, but with us it was like 1-2, so you're always out.
Right. So that's What weight class did you box at as an amateur?
As an amateur, at the end? 51.
51.
Yeah.
And what's that like for you to make? Easy or not? You're not supposed to ask a lady her weight, but this is a bit different, right? This is a bit special.
No. It was hard, and it's still hard.
Yeah. Because what weight do you box at now?
53.
53, yeah. And like for anyone who doesn't know, we spoke about this on here with multiple people. Like making weight is as hard as the boxing is. Like
for me, it's a hard part.
Yeah. Because I can obviously I didn't, but I was not as a pro. But like when I was boxing in the amateurs, like they used to change the weight division sometimes, like different years. Like for Olympics, years
again. Yeah.
Right, and so like if there was a 71 category, I could do that at the time. But some years it was gone, and then you could do 69, and I couldn't do it. It was like it was terrible.
And for you, I think it's harder because there is a big gap.
Big gap.
Like us, it was like 52, 54.
Yeah.
So we can.
Because when I was around that sort of 19, 20, 21 age, I couldn't make 69, no way.
Yeah.
But 75 was like, I only weighed about 75. Do you know what I'm saying? So it was like, anyway, it's not about me, it's about you. But let's bring them belts in, because we've got 2 belts on the floor before we get into it. Can we see these belts? Because I asked whose the belts were, and then you said mine. So how about this? These are quite prestigious belts for anyone who doesn't know. Thank you for letting me hold them. So Commonwealth and European champion.
Yeah, that's the one.
Bosh, there we go. So let's keep these in the frame. These look good, these look good, these look good. But take us through your journey so far as a pro. As I say, 11-0 as a pro, right? So, which for ladies boxing, by that point, you are normally world champion. So like you've got a lot of experience and you're winning.
Yeah, you can be, depends of your journey, obviously. But I started in 2020. After free fight, I had my national title. And then I went in England. 1 year after I went in England, I had to fight for the Commonwealth. I won it. I think that was my 6th fight, 6 or 7. And then the fight after, I had the European title.
So quick, man. That's so quick. Like for anyone who doesn't know, that's mental. They just
follow each other. So I was like...
They go hand in hand, these two, historically, right? European Commonwealth is kind of like... They normally win these belts together. Do you qualify to fight for a British title or no?
No, I can't because I'm French.
Right, but you live here. That doesn't allow you to fight for a British title?
No, because I fight under a French license.
I see. So could you be French champion? Have they got an equivalent of a Lonsdale belt over there?
Yeah, but I had it already. So
you already? All right, cool.
Yeah, that's a step back, man.
All right. So like obviously the next level, like you can't go any higher than this without winning a world title.
Yeah.
Like I'm assuming that's where your mind's at because again, sorry to cut you off, but like Sam last time, I asked him about like people he's training right now for world titles and blah, blah, blah. And you was one of the 2 names he said straight away without even thinking about it.
Yeah, you better say that.
Yeah, he better say it. Well, Sam, I don't know. Hey, yo. But so straight away he said it. But like, how far do you feel you are away? Or are you ready now?
I would say I'm that close and that far.
Yeah.
Because, like, you never know. I might have a phone call, but at the same time, I think I'm like, people avoid me a lot.
Right.
So... You never know with boxing.
Yeah, with boxing's a funny one, isn't it? Especially like if you haven't got a world title, but you're undefeated and you're as dangerous as that, they're thinking, fuck that, we'll take that. Let's get a world title
Why
first.
would I fight her?
Yeah, and who are the champions in your weight division?
My weight division, there is Dina Fuslin, Shanika Johnson, and there is an American one, I don't remember her name, but she just won the title against Mia Yoshida, I think that's her name.
Yeah. Have you got your eye on one of them, or maybe you can't talk about it? I don't know. Any of them, all of them.
Yeah, any of them just to start, and then my ball will roll.
Of course. And what's your plans? Is your plans to sort of undisputed champion in the weight division?
Yeah, undisputed. Obviously, like who doesn't want to be undisputed?
Yeah, of course.
Like when you start in that game, pro game, that's what you want.
Yeah, and is your plan to go up the weights as well? Are you looking to go for that? Yeah, so with World Takeover, guys, yo, you heard it here. But like on the hill before, I had a kickboxer called Ruben Borello. Shout out Big Ruben. when he was on, he was talking about world titles, and I said, future world champion. And then a few months after he won a world title, so I'm going to do it again. Future world champion.
Do it, man.
We're going to like the squeeze the neck.
I
was going to say curse, not curse. What's the opposite of a curse? Blessing, I guess, right?
Yes.
So the squeeze the neck blessing. Let's get a world title under our belt, and then we'll do another one maybe with a world title instead of Europe. Not that there's anything wrong with a European title, but
no, but yeah, instead, come on, man.
Yeah, we won the world title, right?
They're old.
Yeah, they're old, aren't they?
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, right? The one thing that shocked me when I first picked this up is heavy, isn't it? It's a real like.
Yeah, but I'm done with that.
Wow. So I mean, there's some serious talk there. If you're European champion and you're kind of like whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
So,
like,
yeah.
I want this, but honestly, I don't feel nothing about it now.
It's just a step, a
Yeah.
step on the ladder, which
Yeah.
I think is good because a lot of people like, and again, I forget what I was talking to on here, but someone like they sort of made the British title was like their world title. So when they won that, they kind of lost steam.
Yeah, it depends where you see yourself.
Yeah.
I see myself better than a European title.
Yeah.
So I can't be happy with that.
Yeah, that's good, and especially at the age you are, right? You're so young,
Yeah.
24. You got, I mean, you don't want to put a number on it, but at least 10 years ahead of you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, have you got a time frame in line for your boxing career?
Not really. Like whatever happened.
Yeah. Wow. You're savage. You're going straight to the top with that one. Yeah. But so take us through your pro career a little bit. Like obviously we spoke about ambitions and we get to it and more sort of in detail. But when you first turned pro, was you in France still?
Yeah, I was in France still. Honestly, I was not really thinking of coming in England. Like that was not planned. Like
Yeah.
I did not even watch a lot of boxing. I didn't know where boxing was big. I did not really know a lot about boxing because I was not watching it. I was not studying the game. I was not watching fight. I did not know nothing. I think I knew Clarissa Shield, Katie Taylor, Nicola Adams. That's it.
Wow. Yeah. Because it's funny, you know what? It's funny speaking to a lot of people. It goes one way or the other with boxers. They're either like, I watch every fight, I never miss one, or they're like that, like, I don't watch it. Fuck.
No, now I watch it more.
Yeah.
But before I came here, like I didn't know about like promoters, manager. When I came here, I was like, wow, is the game that big?
Yeah.
And yeah, it is.
And what's it like now in France? If you go back home to talk to people, are they like, do they know your career, or are they sort of still? Is it still quite behind?
No. I think they know.
Yeah.
I think they know. I think people that know me know.
Yeah.
But let's say if you don't really know boxing in France, I don't think you'll be as interested.
If you walk down the street in Paris,
come on, Lisa.
no one jumps on you. No one's on you.
No.
Nah,
I'm not
yet.
that famous.
Not yet. Give it time, man. Give it time. But so, how many fights do you have in France over there before you turn? Sorry, as a pro in France before you came here. 3 fights, and obviously won them all because she's still undefeated, guys. But take us through them 3 fights. Are they tough fights, or would they just?
The first fight, I would say for a first fight, honestly, the girl was an international fighter fighting for a Serbian team. And she's done the European with her team, like the Serbia, and yeah, for me that was a tough fight, the first fight, and no head guard, little gloves. Yeah, it was a tough one. I won it. The second one was alright. Was not my best fight, but still won it. And the third fight, I'm not gonna lie, I think it was the easiest of my career.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Shout out to the third opponent, whoever you are.
Yeah.
But so after that, how long was it between that where you made the decision? You're like, fuck it, I'm going to England and I'm taking this to another level?
The thing is, I was talking about England before that. Before I think before the first fight, I was talking about England, but I didn't know I would move. I was like, I just give it a try.
Right.
And it was already behind my head. And then they asked me to fight for the national title. So I was like, yeah, I better take my national title. At least be the boss in your house, and then you can go and try to have the word. And yeah, that's what I've done. Yeah,
because that old like traditional route in the UK, a lot of people sort of do like Southern area, English, British, Commonwealth, European, world title. It's like the old-fashioned route.
Yeah,
you know?
like that's the traditional route, and I think it's a good thing. Like, just win everything.
I think it looks good. Yeah. Right. Go through the steps. You're gonna beat them all anyway, right?
Yeah,
so
that's
fuck
good.
it. Because obviously over here, like you can't qualify for the British title, but 3 times defending it, you win it outright. I'm sure you're aware, right? Which is prestigious for a lot of people. And I know somebody who won it twice and didn't win it the 3rd time. They didn't lose either. They just moved on. But you know, like
but I think if you have the opportunity to move on, it's a tough sport, so you better take it because you never know.
Especially depends where you are age-wise. You know what I mean? If you're coming up to sort of 30, 32,
just take it.
It might be time to move on, right? But a friend of mine, I don't know if you knew Bradley Skeet is.
Yes.
I say friend of mine, club mate of mine. I don't see him anymore, but shout out Brad, mate, miss you. He won it outright, and it's just a lovely belt. I've seen it.
Yeah,
like, in person.
I've seen it as well, and
mate.
I think it's a lovely one.
Yeah, it's like old fashioned, isn't it? It's like the old, like
Yeah.
old school. It's like 100-year-old looking, but it's a good thing. But so when you come to England, like, did you make the commitment to move full time and you was here?
Yeah.
Just
So
as a big
wait,
decision.
I was like, honestly, I could not think of what do I have in France. Yeah, I've got my family and that. But imagine you with your family and you're not doing what you like. So I was just like, nah, I need to make myself happy first and then I'll be happy with them. So I moved in England. I'm not gonna lie, it was hard at the beginning, but then, yeah, I've met good people like Sam, Obed, and and the people that make me meet Sam as well. So yeah, there were all good people around me, and that's what makes me stay there.
Yeah, and I tell you what, like, obviously I said it before, I think when I was on here with Sam, that like when you come in this gym, there's a good energy in it. There's a warm feeling. Like when I came in here, everyone's very welcoming. Like, and it makes you wanna be here.
Honestly, I think you had a better welcome than what I had.
Oh really? Is it like that?
Yeah. I think I changed the mood, honest. Because trust me, I won't say they were rude, but like the first time, I don't like. No, it was a hard experience, but it's all right.
Yeah, well, that's boxing clubs in the UK. Like,
Yes.
I can speak. Like, when I was walking in boxing clubs, like it's a hard environment.
Yeah,
you know what
it's
I mean?
hard at the first time, but then when you start to understand a bit more the game, you're just like, okay, this is how they behave. And
Yeah, exactly. It is what it is. But so when you come here, are you a full-time pro, or do you have to do other stuff as well?
Yeah, I do PTs on the side,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm always in the gym.
Always
basically.
in the gym. I was going to say, because every time I come here, I've only been in twice, but you're sort of big part of the gym, right? As I say, Sam mentioned you straight away as someone who's been a world champion. You got Big Obed downstairs. Chevon, did I say his name right? Chevon Clark was here last time. I didn't see him today, but you know, like, you can see there's big personalities in the gym. And I was up north recently with someone called Troy Williamson. He was here for sparring, right? He came down for sparring, and I think he was here like a week before I went up north to see him. So I was like, bro, fucking hell. Could have told me he was down here. We could have done it down south. Shout out, Troy. Your episode's coming out soon, mate. Well, it'll be out obviously before this one, but he's, everyone has got good things to say about this gym. So before I kiss the arse of this gym too much, we'll move on, I think. But so like you come over here. How long was it before you had your first fight over here?
Oh, it was from September to March. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So a while. So you was in the gym. Was you part of the family, or were they still quite cold with you?
Yeah, I started becoming a part of family. Like I think in November.
Yeah,
so not
nice.
Too bad.
Yeah. So you're off and running, and like, what's that mean? You've got, so let's see how my maths is. You had 3 fights at home. You're 11-0 here. That means you've had 8 fights for the gym so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not all in England, but yeah.
Not all in England. All right. No. Tell us about that. Where have you been? You've been all over the world.
I've been like England. I've done Norwich. I've done London, and I can't remember the last one. I don't know anymore. The
only one that's important is London. Don't worry about it.
Newark, yeah.
Newark.
Yeah.
Where's that? Is that far or what? I've never even heard of it.
North with you.
I've never even heard of that place. So.
I don't really know where it is. And I've done Italy and USA after that.
Oh right, USA. Tell us about that. Where was that? Where'd you go in the US?
In Philadelphia.
Right. So it's a famous place, right? Obviously for boxing, like, you know what I mean. But like, what was that like? What was the experience of the time difference and all that shit?
The time difference, honestly, going to the place, I don't really feel it, so I just adapt myself very quick. But yeah, it was good to fight in USA. Honestly, I had a good support. I could not think of it. Like,
really? Yeah.
I thought like, or maybe it would just be like when I was in Italy. People don't know you. Obviously, they can't support you.
Yeah.
But, I feel.
But you know what I've found? I've never fought in the US, but I've trained a lot in the US. I found like the US, they like to identify with foreign people. Like everyone I spoke, like I speak to people, shout out to the people I've trained with in the US. Firstly they hear my accent, they think I'm Australian. That's another story. But then when I start speaking to them and they're like, oh, you're English, blah 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 blah. Oh, I'm English too. And I go, oh right, where are you from? And they go, oh no, not me, my great grandfather. Yeah. Bro, you ain't really English, but yeah, I'll take it. Do you know what I mean? So I think that's a part of the US too, because they like to identify with like their ancestry.
Like obviously, if they talk about me, they will say, oh, the black boxer with the white coach. This is how. Is that what he's saying? Yeah. This is why he's been called up there. But yeah, I think it's not a wrong thing.
No, it is what it is.
Known
right?
for something.
Exactly. You're not. That's what I was going to say. As long as you're known, it doesn't fucking matter what for, right? Well, I say it doesn't matter. Sometimes it could matter.
It does matter.
Yeah, it could matter. Yeah, it could matter. But US is like obviously historically a big place to box, but that's changing now a little bit with that Saudi money coming in. Do you know what I mean? Like, is that something on your radar with the Saudi money?
Yeah, anywhere I can fight, honestly, I would take the fight. Like, I don't think there is a place I want to fight in, but I don't think there is a place I can't fight in.
Yeah, well, I'm assuming, like, with you, is there a specific place in France, an arena you'd like to fight at a certain point?
Honestly, not really.
What's the place in Paris? The Encore Arena? Encore, I'm fucking butchering this. What's the arena in Paris that people like to fight at? Come on, man, this is your hometown.
Honestly, you tell me.
Oh,
because
God.
I know some people fight in the arena.
There's an arena in Paris where the UFC's been. I've watched some fights there. I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah, but it's UFC, you see?
It's still fighting though, right?
No, that's out of my topic. I'm sorry.
Oh, really? Is that like frowned upon?
No, I'm joking, but I don't. Honestly, I don't know the arena. Wow.
All right.
I'm confused.
It's something like Encore Arena, Elcore Arena. I'm butchering it. But someone help me in the comments anyway. Someone will know because like we're struggling here. But so if you was to sort of like, I'll tell you the reason I brought up the Saudi stuff is because what I really like about the Saudi, I know it's not an official belt necessarily yet, but you know when someone wins out there, they seem to be holding up like an undisputed belt, which I quite like because like now in boxing, there's 4 world titles that are recognised as real world titles. And obviously like you've got ambitions to be undisputed and win them all, which is great. But I like the idea of one belt, one champion. What do you think about that stuff?
About Saudi?
Well, Saudi's bringing it back, but I mean in terms of like in boxing where there's so many world titles in every division, how cool would it be to have one?
And I think it's good to have that route, like you chasing them.
Yeah.
And then you have them all.
That's interesting.
And I think the game is more exciting like that because one belt, one champion, but undisputed is one champion as well.
That's true. Yeah, and if you beat the others and take the belt, that is a cool thing to do, isn't it? You know what I mean? So yeah, I can see that. I never looked at it like that. But with Saudi, the thing I like, my mindset on it is like, can't they just say fuck it and buy all the belts and just like get rid of all this shit and just have one champion?
I don't know. I think that can ruin the game a bit.
Really? Okay. Yeah. I can see what you're saying from the way you explained it because I never looked at it like that. But
for the way it is now, I can't see them have all the control on boxing. That's the thing.
That's the other side of it, right? That's the problem because if any one person's got all the control on boxing,
I think it can be harder.
It can be, yeah, exactly. But I don't know what's it like for you dealing with promoters now? Is it quite straightforward?
For me, dealing with promoters now. No, I'm not under no one, so...
That's what I mean, sorry, that's what I mean.
I don't even know, I don't think I'm dealing with them, I don't know if they know me, but I know them, I don't know if they know me,
They will do when you're champion. How many weight divisions are we going to win? Undisputed champion of 1, 2, 3, 4 weight divisions?
I target 3 for now, and then the 4th we see.
Yeah, wow, that's some serious ambition.
Yeah, we'll see if I'm bored or
I got
still
you.
want to go.
I got you. But take us through your training. So, like, what's a typical week for you? Like, obviously, you said you haven't got a fight date yet, as we're filming this. You might have soon. But if you're out of camp, we'll talk out of camp and in camp. But if you're out of camp now, and you're sort
out
of camp, what's sort of a typical week, Monday to Sunday, look like for you?
Out of camp, like I have one boxing session a day, just 4 day a week. I have one boxing session. That's me out of camp.
That's it. Okay,
That's not much. Even walking, I'm tired.
Yeah. No, I think it's smart. But I think it's smart. But go on, I'll let you carry on. But I think that's smart because people, the amount of people I speak to, and they tell me they're training, and I go, you're dead soon. Like you're fucking killing yourself.
No. I want to preserve myself, and I think it works well for me. But when I'm in camp, I train twice a day. And it depends on the day. Like I can have a boxing session and SNC, or a boxing session and a run, or 2 boxing sessions. But I make sure I do twice a day. Yeah. And what does a boxing session look like for you? Is it spar? Because some people, again, this is like some people spar once a week. Some people spar every day. Oh, when I'm on camp, I spar 3 to twice a week. Yeah. And out of camp, I don't even spar. Don't spar at camp. I think it's smart, man. I think it's very smart because you got to fucking preserve the head. Yeah, to save something. You know what I mean? Like, save something. Yeah, for sure. I'm at an age now where I'm looking at people that are boxing, and I won't mention any names for obvious reasons here, but like I know people that I've spoken to that are, a little bit older than me, sort of that 5 year older than me, and you speak to them, and it's a little bit. And you go, whoa, yeah, I don't want that, I don't want that little delay when I'm talking. Yeah, no, it's not good. Right. I mean, but I think things are smarter now, because even, again, I don't want to sound like a dinosaur, like I'm old, but like when I was starting boxing, the training you used to do sometimes, you look back and you go, fuck, like that was too much. You don't need to do it like that, and you don't need to overtrain as well, No. Yeah. And especially in amateurs, when you're boxing 3 rounds, right? Yeah. So when you're training for 2.5, 3 hours, it's like, bro, I think I'm doing a bit much.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Do you know what I mean?
For 3 rounds, please. But even as an amateur in my old gym, and I think that's why, like I was just coming in the gym, warm up, sparring, done.
Really? See, I think that's good, man. I think that's clever.
That's what we were doing. And on the summertime, when everyone has the break, we were doing physical stuff and that. And then when the season was starting, you come in the gym, you spar, and then that's you done.
Because I hear that a lot about GB boxing team. Like I've not experienced it, but like you hear a lot of people say it's too much and it's not right and it's not good.
Yeah, the thing is, I just think that people think that there is a right recipe for boxing, but I don't think it does exist.
Well, no, I tell you what I was listening to the other day. I was listening to Sonny Edwards, and he was talking about when he was on the team of how they had to be. I think he said, and if I'm wrong, someone tell me and comment. But I think he said they had to be within 5% of their fight weight all the time.
Yeah, that's what they write on the wall. But come on,
that's stupid. Like for anyone who doesn't know,
we don't even look at it.
Come on, man, that's ridiculous. Like to stay within 5, you know, like
because at the end of the day is. Am I doing the weight? Yes. Am I winning? Yes. That's it.
That's it. Because it's more unhealthy to be that close to the weight if you can't, like, to be within 5%.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
It depends how you manage with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you have to, let's say, make like some big cuts, yeah, it can be.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, how much, if you don't mind speaking about it, how much do you have? You do mind. Well, we'll leave that one alone. I was going to say how much you cut. Never mind. Move on. But so with weight cutting, we won't go specifics on this. What's the process for you? Is it like a slow process of dieting, or do you just cut it on the week?
I can't tell.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, that's fair.
Honestly, every camps are different.
Yeah.
Like I don't think I've done it right one time, but I've done it.
Yeah. I was going to say, you're 11-0, it seems to be working, you know what I'm saying?
Like, that's it.
Yeah.
And I would never tell to someone, I will advise you on that because, no.
And I think people's bodies are different too. Like from when I was training with people and stuff, and like certain people that are similar size to you and whatever, like you do the weight differently.
Yeah, I think as I say, there is no right recipes in what's work for you. And
and I tell you, yeah, exactly. And what amazed me is like sometimes you see people and they can cut massive amounts of weight. And it doesn't seem to like for me personally, I always felt like I couldn't lose much weight. Like my weight that I was training at, for me to get down much from that, I couldn't go that far. Whereas some people that were sort of similar size to me, they were like 8 kilos heavier than me in the gym, but they could just cut it off like no problem. So and they say about women's bodies different too, like where you hold more water and stuff. I'm not an expert, obviously, right?
Yeah, I'm not at all.
Yeah. But it's,
I can tell still.
And it feels like that's come on leaps and bounds though, because like again, like when I was doing things, and again, I'm not that old, guys. I'm trying to not make myself sound like a granddad, but it's like. There was a lot of just don't eat, just don't drink, starve, and you'll be fine.
Oh no, this one is hard.
This
one is hard,
and it's not smart.
I've been through this one, but as an amateur though, like you don't eat much, you don't drink much, wear your sweatsuit. But I don't think I could go back to this one. It's the hardest.
I don't think it's smart either, because again, we're talking about the head stuff.
Yeah, but the thing is, as you said earlier, like they're doing 3 rounds. Yeah. So I think you have enough to do your 3 rounds.
But also, the weigh-in's the same day. So it's hard that way, right? Whereas pro, you got the day before, which makes me
the same day and every day as well.
Yeah, oh mate, I don't know if you know what the Haringey Cup is. Do you know the Haringey Cup? Yeah, like I've seen people on that, like the Haringey, like they've got to weigh in every day.
Yeah.
And they're dying on the first day to make weight. And it's like, like you see people like not drinking too much to recover. They're going to box in an hour, but they're trying not to drink too much in case they gain too much for the next day.
I've been through that. Imagine I was boxing flyweight, I was bantamweight in the ring, and I had to make flyweight again the day after.
That's where it's more dangerous, isn't it? Is the next weigh in, because the Olympics, I think they have to do that as well.
Yeah,
don't they? Like
this is how they do it.
Fucking stupid, isn't it? Like, why don't they just let them weigh in once?
No.
No. All right, cool. No. All right, you tell me.
You got because don't let me weigh in once.
Why?
Because listen, let's say I'm weighing in like bantamweight on Monday. You can be sure that on Thursday, if I'm fighting again, I'm not bantamweight anymore.
You made the weight though. I'm good with it. You made the weight.
Yeah, but you haven't made the weight like every day. You get what I mean?
Yeah, no, I do get what you mean. I see it from both angles, but I just go like every day. Because obviously, like, it's safety, right? That's where I go. It's like, if you're trying to make weight, because, like, you know, it's like when you see it up close, it's easy for a doctor from the outside to go, no, you just got to be close. But when you see it up close, the way people make weight sometimes, how many times have you been in a changing room with someone and they're on the floor going, and they're like dying, and you look
I've even been that person.
Yeah, so. Exactly, right. I remember someone, I don't know, I can't even remember the guy's name anyway, but he was like, just an amateur boxer, and he was like, he'd come out the sauna, he was laying on the floor, he had blankets over him, and he would go, you look at him and you go, bro, like, come on, just fight a weight division up, right? You're killing yourself here.
No, keep killing yourself.
Keep
man.
killing yourself.
That's a part of the game.
It is part of the game, but if you're an amateur and you got to go work the next day, it's like, maybe just go up a weight
depends
division.
where you are.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? It's like, it is what it is. And I'll tell you what always used to make me laugh, and you've probably seen this as well, is you see someone cutting weight and they're still kind of chubby. And you go, just lose some weight in the off season, and you won't have to.
Yeah, you won't have to kill yourself during the season.
There you go. But so when you come through here and you started boxing, is there a big difference between England and France in terms of the style?
Of the style, yes. Obviously, everything changed. Like I had to learn how to do different things, and that's all I can say.
I get, because I tell you one thing, because when we came in, Sam said about your English sounds pretty fucking good to me. It's perfect. When you came to England, how was it? Could you speak English?
It was hard. I could not speak a word, unless boxing word, like, because I've been on international competition. So I could manage what
move your head,
a right hand, everything in the ring. I was all right, but after that, don't talk to me, please. I was even like hiding in that for.
Oh really?
For them not to talk to me. Sometimes they were cracking jokes and that I was like, nah, leave me alone. I couldn't understand the words.
But so it was like Sam's downstairs, but he can't hear us right now, so this will come out later. What's it like training under Sam? Feel free to talk shit about him because he can't hear.
No, honestly, I enjoy it. I think we have good session and the level is going up, so I can't really complain. Yeah,
and so obviously Sam's one of them guys, because you speak to some coaches and you go, what's this? And they go, see how it goes. Sam's not one of them. When I was speaking to him before, he was like, no, I want world champions. I want to be the best gym in the world. I want this, and this. Which to me is fantastic, right? It's great, right? Obviously. But to work under that, like, I'm assuming he's demanding on a daily basis.
Like, the thing is, I think a fighter needs confidence and he needs to know that he has, like, people that back him.
Yeah, of course.
And that's what I have here.
Yeah, and that goes a long way, because again, for people that don't know, it might not seem like it is a big deal, right? When you've got a coach that believes.
Yeah, imagine your coach don't believe in you. Like, who do you have in your corner?
Been there. I felt that. Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Exactly. But it's true. But like, especially like for a man, like, you've got plentiful amount of sparring, especially like my size. I could spar with big guys, small guys. I was spoiled for sparring partners, really, right? But like for a lady, what's it like? Do you spar with a lot of men and stuff? Does that come into play?
Sometimes I spar men. Like, it depends. Like, it depends. I think what I can sort it out.
Yeah.
But let's say I have 2 men I can spar with. Well, otherwise I spar more part of time I spar with women.
Because that was again, like, going back a little bit when I was like in amateur gyms and stuff. Like, I remember sparring with a lady, and I believe she boxed at 51 kilos, and I was boxing at like 71 or whatever at the time. And like, obviously, we're not sparring because the size difference is too much. But like, that was her sparring. Do you know what I mean? Because there wasn't enough. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but like nowadays, I think things have changed, right? And you've got a plentiful amount.
We've got like younger and lighter men that we can spar with.
And is there a difference? I know that sounds a bit kind of crazy. There is a difference. You do feel a difference.
Yeah, I feel the difference. What do you mean? Sparring?
Sparring a man and sparring a woman?
No, I think it's level, but let's say, I think it's only levels,
Yeah.
But if I spar a man, I would not go for my weight.
Right.
You get what I mean? Like,
I understand.
And I would not go for my weight and my age. I would have to have like younger or lighter.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah. Because why is that? Tell us what the difference is you feel.
Honestly, I've been in a ring with a guy. I think he's like 20 years old and he fights as a bantamweight. Like, I had good run with him. And one day they bring me like a man. And I think he was like 57.
Yeah.
Honestly, I can't even tell, but headache at the end. I was like, what's the point for me going through that when I will never have that?
Yeah, it's a big difference. Like, it's a massive difference.
It's a bit harder than what it will be and what it's supposed to be. So I don't really like that anyway. Yeah,
I understand. But I used to get in, you know Joe Joyce's, right?
Yeah.
That was a club mate of mine. I used to get in the ring with him a lot, so I can understand what it's like to be with
I
you.
would never.
Like,
I would never. Listen, I don't care if you the world champion, Olympic, like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, my health.
Yeah, health is number one. But listen, when I was young, I was stupid, right? And you used to like. But that's the thing. You never thought about it. And like, I think the internet's brought that around now on podcast. But they like before, you used to get hit in the head. You used to think it was good. You used to be like,
Oh no, I never loved like being. Punched.
Yeah. But you're a generation a bit behind me. Like, like, it's you know, the culture in the gym was a bit different. I feel like. in a bad way, like 100%.
And I think between you men, it's different.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand what you're saying because I feel like there is a bit of a male ego thing.
Yeah,
right?
that's the
Whereas
thing.
when I've been around, like I haven't been around more in jiu-jitsu. I do jiu-jitsu now, and like there's a lot more women now. It's not quite the same because you're not getting punched in the head.
Yeah.
So it's not the same. But like you're right, 100%. In the gym, it was like it was on. Do you know what I mean? Like,
so let's say if you could beat up Joyce, you would do it.
Oh, I used to beat him up all the time, Joe. Right? Shout out, Joe.
Like, it doesn't matter if it's a heavyweight. You would just do it.
Yeah, and this is the thing, and I've spoken about this on here before. It's like when you spar with heavyweight guys a lot, like people go, oh, they're big and that and stuff. But the reality of it is, I'm sparring with them for maybe 2 or 3 rounds.
Yeah.
So I can go hard for 2 or 3 rounds, and my speed counts, and you're smaller.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like if you was in front of him for 10 rounds, I'd be in trouble.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? But for 2, you can sprint for 2 rounds and then get out the ring, and you do you know what I mean?
You're safe, yeah.
Because like I do, like in the club we was in, like you do rounds with the big guys like that, like half a round, and then you do half a round with like a featherweight.
Yeah.
And I promise you, I'm not saying it for effect, it was harder sparring with the featherweight.
Yeah, definitely.
Because he's fast,
Yeah,
man. He's jabbing your head off, he's pinging you.
I don't think it helps sometimes to spar heavier people.
No, because they're slower. So in a lot of ways, you're right. It's like you're winning because you've got such a short amount of time. I know I'm only in there for half a round 3 times maybe. Yeah. So I can go.
And the thing is, for me, you have to make your sparring as realistic as your fight will be. Yeah.
You do. And someone said something to me a long time ago, and I think it's true, and a bit like your opinion. The hardest person to spar is someone 1 weight division lower than you. And I agree with it. I didn't think about it before, but when they said it, I was like, do you know what? Because they're close enough to you in size, but they're probably a little bit faster. Yeah. You can't get hit by them because you still got to respect their power. And I thought it was a fascinating thing. I think it's true.
Oh, the same way as you, 1 weight above, 1 weight below. Yeah. Perfect.
This is perfect, because you can work on things. 1 weight above, they're strong. 1 weight below, they're fast. Wow. But it's realistic, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's not overwhelming. That's and I think if it's like you say, me sparring with Joe Joyce probably didn't do me a lot of good.
I would not.
But those were the times, and especially in an amateur club, like I said, with the female fighters back then. Like I only remember 1 female in the gym when I was back then. Do you know what I mean? So she just
now
had to.
You can just walk in the gym and see them.
Yeah, exactly. Like you have female only fucking sessions now, don't you? Like, which is even more. It's a good thing, obviously. But like the culture around it changed because, as I said, like Sam was saying it as well. Like when female boxing first became a thing, he wasn't a fan of it, and it was. I don't want to say frowned upon, but it was a bit like. Yeah. It's like.
Let's
whatever.
see how it goes.
Yeah, it was a bit like whatever, you know.
But it's always like that when you bring a new thing to somewhere or to someone. Obviously, they're gonna be a bit like. Yeah. Skeptical, and then if it goes right, it goes right. It's good. Yeah. And if it goes wrong, I told you.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I told you. But what's the score with women's boxing now? Because men, a long time ago, they got rid of the head guards in amateurs. I mean, is the female still wearing head guards?
Yeah, they're still wearing the head guards.
And what's the thinking of that?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Because like,
and I've never asked myself that question because if you wear a head guard from junior to senior, like nothing changed. So you don't even ask yourself like why. I want to ask you like why you're removing it.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, well, that's what I can't. Well, I can understand them removing it, but I can't understand them removing it from men, but not from women. Like it doesn't make sense. Right?
Yeah, but then why are you removing it as an amateur?
Yeah, I hear.
Why not? But as an amateur.
Well, to be honest with you, I never liked wearing a head guard. Did you? I never liked the head guard. I would have rather not wore a head guard.
Before I was like that, I did not like it,
but now you like it.
Yeah, no, I like it. Like,
but the gloves are different too as a pro, right? Because I've spoken about this on here before as well. Like if you put a pro glove on your hand, it's like a fucking weapon, isn't it? It's it's not protecting you; it's protecting my hand. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. And when you put them on for the first time, it's like, yo, fucking hell, like this is different.
It feels empty and all. But
yeah, because the amateur gloves, they're obviously they're velcroed on and you get taped up and you get them seamed, but they're more padded. Even though they're the same weight, they're way more padded, and then they're like a pillow, isn't it? It's more cushiony.
Yes.
But the pro glove is not like that. But the thing, for me, with the amateurs, like, obviously, if you're in the club, you always had to spar with a head guard and it was whatever. But if I was ever out at a different gym and I had the chance, I'm exposing myself here, I shouldn't have said it. But if you're sparring at like if I had the chance to spar at a pro gym or something and I had the chance, I'd be like, fuck the head guard, no head guard. Like, I feel good.
Yeah.
I
was like that too.
Yeah, exactly. So I would have always liked to have boxed without the head guard, but the rules at the time were you had to. Yeah. But we're going around in circles, but I can't understand why the women still have to and the men don't. So if anyone knows, give us a comment, because that's bizarre to me. But I mean, are you a fan of amateur boxing at all, or you said you don't even watch pro boxing really?
Yeah, I can't be a fan, but I can watch it. If there is a fighter I think is good, I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, because I like the Olympics when the Olympics are on, right? I watch all that kind of stuff, but it's hard to watch amateur boxing when pro boxing's on, right?
I don't know. I don't think it's hard to watch amateur boxing, but I think it's hard to follow.
Okay, yeah, that's a better way of putting it. It's hard to follow it because, like I say, you see, I like the Olympics, but then you kind of lose them for 4 years or whatever.
You don't even know what they're doing, where they go, if there is competition or something. It's harder to follow it.
Yeah, because like female boxing in the Olympics was late too, wasn't it? I think the first one was the 2012 Olympics.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Yeah, which is mental. But, yeah, you're showing you're young, right? Forget.
I was not even fighting at that time.
Was you not even fighting at that?
No,
14. You said 2014.
Yeah, I started in 2014.
What year was you born?
2000.
Yeah, that's crazy. I was born in the... Well, I remember, I've said this before, when I'm born in the 90s, right? When I used to say I was born in the 90s, people used to go, oh, you're young and stuff. Now people go, you're fucking old, you know? So times have changed, man. So yeah, that's quite... I remember the fucking Millennium Party and all that, and you weren't even born yet. So Jesus fucking Christ. And now you're sitting there with your belts and whatnot, and you're going to be world champion soon. But if we go like sort of fast forward, let's say 5 years from now, when you're sort of approaching 30, which is like around the peak of your powers, I would imagine, right? Where do you want to be, and like, how many belts have we got on the mantelpiece at this point?
Close to my 30. I would like to be undisputed at least at 2-weight class.
Yeah, big goals.
Super bantam, and then
And how many fights away from you now are you from a world title?
Yeah, that's why I can't tell.
Is that what you can't tell? Yeah.
I can't tell because I can't tell, but I can't tell because I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But do you feel ready now? If I rung you up tomorrow, I'm a promoter. Yo, Johanna, we've got a world title fight in Saudi. You ready to go? Boom.
Let's go.
Yes, let's go. Yes, that's the answer I wanted, because like I've asked, it wasn't on the podcast, but I've spoke to some of the other professional boxers and stuff before, and I've said like that exact thing, and they've gone, oh, I don't know.
No, let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
Suitcase ready, everything. Let's go.
Yeah. Is there a particular name you're looking at? Is there a standout in the division that you want?
No particular name. I want everyone. Like, you've got a belt, let's fight.
Yeah, that's nice. I like that. Because the big female fight, I know it's a different division, but the big female fight that went off recently was Katie Taylor, right?
Yeah.
Now, I've only seen, to be fair, I've only watched highlights, but it seems... The second one, just gone, yeah. But I know I only watched highlights, I didn't watch the whole fight. But it seems to me, and you tell me, Katie Taylor's slightly on the slide now.
Yeah, I think Katie Taylor, she has done well, she has done a lot. So, yeah, if she retires, I don't think it would be a bad thing.
That's what I mean. I think she should retire, because I feel like she seemed like she was slowing down a little bit to me.
But the thing is, she surprises us all the time. So
that's it, yeah.
I don't know, that's a decision I think is hard to make. Because let's say everyone says, oh no, she can't, but then she do it.
Did she win the fight, do you think? Do you think she beat Serrano? Because some people are going, no, fuck that, Serrano won.
Honestly.
Don't care.
No, don't care, but don't know.
Yeah, don't know, yeah.
Obviously I care, it's a big fight. Now, it's a big fight, and I just don't know. I don't know what they judge on, so I won't.
Yeah, I get you, because the judges are a motherfucker at times, aren't they? Like some of the judging decisions.
Sometimes it's so obvious that you like, did they watch the same fight as us? But this fight, I think it was debatable.
It was close. Well, again, I saw the highlights, but the highlights can make it look one way or the other. It looked like really close. That's why,
like, when it's a close fight, do not even talk about robbery. If you admit to yourself you had a close fight, you can't talk about robbery.
No, you can't talk about robbery, but exactly. But even like, I don't know what it is with the judges. You tell me what you think, because it's like, even in amateur boxing, on a bullshit show that doesn't mean anything, you still see terrible decisions. Yeah,
sometimes I'm watching a fight and I'm like, whoa, I would not like to be a judge because I just shut down. Or sometimes I think when you really focus on the fight because the fight captivates you. Yeah. So you're just like, oh, okay, I'm doing it right.
Yeah. Because here's another thing, I think. I don't know, we're going off on different pieces now. Like, I don't know if when I said about MMA earlier, you kind of like it was a dirty sport. So we'll come back to that in a sec, because, I'm a big fan. We'll come back to that in a sec. But in other sports, like the world title fights, Muay Thai is a good example. I don't know if you're familiar with kickboxing world championship fights.
Not at all.
So basically, I mean, they have 5 rounds, basically, right? Now, here's my thing. I don't know, boxing's historic and prestigious, and we've always had more rounds and etc. Now, my first sport was my first combat was boxing, so I'm a massive. I love boxing, right? But I also love other stuff as well now. So I see it a little bit. If you like, bed hopper they call that, right? Yeah. But they with 5 rounds. Here's my question. I'm going around in circles here, but if you had world title fights in boxing that were just 5 rounds, Would you entertain now, or do you think? Oh, am I talking stupid?
Yeah, well, I go with the rules. If
Yeah.
the rule says 5 rounds, 7.
Yeah.
Like
Is
9,
what it is.
yeah,
We take
is
it.
what it is,
Yeah. I agree with that. But also, it's like, because I don't know if you're familiar, like back in the day, like 100 years ago, whenever it was, the champion could choose how many rounds it was, which is crazy. Like, there's historic fights, like Jack Dempsey had a fight, or I don't know if it was the champion, someone might correct me.
Like, you can choose how many rounds it is, but
Yeah.
is there a line?
No, because back in the day, and I said champion, I think it was more agreed ahead of time. I don't know if it was just the champion's choice, but like they could agree on it because there's a famous fight between, I think it's Gene Tunney fight. I might be wrong on that. Someone fact check me. But Gene Tunney versus Jack Dempsey, like in the 1920s, they agreed to fight for 10 rounds for the heavyweight title instead of 15.
15?
Instead of 15, they decided 10.
Yeah.
Like, it's cool, right? I mean, if you had world title fighters that would say like 5 rounds, for example, just as an example, they're 5 rounds, right?
In my head, I think, wow, that's not much, but
it's not much.
I do it still.
You do it still, but the pace of the fight for the fan would be insane. Could you imagine fighting for 5 rounds? You can fight half a fight. If you've had a full camp, like you know how hard you train for longer fights. If I said to you, right, Johanna, you're only fighting 5 rounds now, just fucking go. How hard you could go for 5 rounds?
Yeah, I go as hard as I can.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And the reason I think 5 rounds is a cool number, firstly, it's an odd number, so you probably get a winner most of the time. But also, it's like, imagine if Canelo was fighting 5 rounds. Like, you could see him fight 3, 4, 5 times a year.
Yeah.
And also, what I think you could do as well is, where they're fighting more often, you could have more people on the same card. So you could have, like, you know, Anthony Joshua on a card, with Canelo, with whoever else. Do you know what I'm saying? You could have because, again, I'm jumping around, but where I bring it back to MMA, I know you don't like it, but if you...
It's not that I don't like it, I don't know it.
You spit on it earlier, you do. No, but if you look at a UFC card, when you watch the main card, there's like around 5 fights, and they're all good fights. You know what it's like sometimes you go to a boxing event, and you've got Anthony... It is changing a bit now, to be fair, but like 10 years ago, you'd go to a fight card, and it'd be like, David Haye is the main event.
Yeah. So
and the rest of the fights, you're like, who the fuck are they?
Yeah, but now I think because everyone is making a name, the carders are good.
Yeah, and social media probably helps that, right? Because now everyone... Like, the thing that I like, which is good, is like, it's how we got connected too. Like, social media, right?
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Like, we're at that, like... Exactly. I'd have to wait for you to be a world champion, and then you'd look down at me and go, I don't know this podcast. I won't.
I can't do that.
So, you know, I think there's pros and cons to it, right? Where with the long rounds, I mean, because we've all watched boxing where you're waiting for the main event, and there's a fight before it, which is 10 or 12 rounds, and everyone's like that.
Yeah. No, honestly, even if the show is, I'm enjoying the show, there is always that fight that is like 8 or 10 rounds, but it's just before the main event and you don't know them. So, like, even if it's a good fight, you're just like, oh, please.
Well, it's worse when it's a good fight because if they're close matched, it's going to go 10 rounds. And all you want it to do is just a first round knockout so we can get to the main event and stuff. But, you know, it is what it is. But what's the biggest card you fought on so far? Have you fought under any big names?
No.
Not yet?
Never.
No. Who have you got anyone on the radar that you'd like to be on a card with?
Not really.
No, you just want to be champion.
Yeah, just want to fight any card.
Yeah. But you said you watch more boxing and stuff now. Is there any?
Now I watch more.
Who do you watch now? Who's the top? Okay, I'll give you a question because I asked Big Troy Williams. I asked Troy Williams who pound for pound, and he shocked me. I can't remember what he said, but he disagreed with me. I said Tank. I think Gervonta Davis is right up there, and he said he's his favourite fighter, but he was like, nah, he's not pound for pound. I was like, why? He was just nah.
I get why you say he's not pound for pound, and I get why you say he is. But for me, my pound for pound is Terence Crawford. I was gonna say,
I'm not trying to be smart after the fact, but I was gonna say Terence Crawford's probably pound for pound.
Yeah,
but I like for excitement, I just like Tank, man. I think
for excitement, it's Tank, and I go Terence Crawford and Inoue.
Yeah, I like Beterbiev too. His last fight was a bit funny, but I like Beterbiev as well.
Honestly, I did not know him before.
Really?
Yeah, before I had the fight.
Yeah, he's a monster. Like
this is how I don't watch. Really, I don't really know. I'm not a purist of boxing.
Yeah, no, I hear you, but who cares, right? You can be world champion at 4 weight divisions, so we'll see. Yeah, but I tell you what was really good. Do you know Bivol is, who just beat him? Yeah. So I tell you what, I don't think enough people are putting it out there, and I think it's great. Like, he lost the fight, right? Mm-hmm. But it was close, and a lot of people are saying he won. I don't know if you saw his interview after. Yeah. Did you see his interview after?
Not the interview, but I watched
So interview after, he's like, no excuses. He's like, I lost. Yeah. And he's like, and it was just like, because nowadays everyone goes, oh, my fucking toe hurts, this hurts, my elbow, I was sad, my dog died.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. He was right to react like that.
Perfect.
The thing is, when only you know the truth.
Yeah.
So you can lie to everyone, saying everything hurts, but at the end of the day, when you're in your bed, you're like, wow, I've lost, man.
I lost.
Why?
Yeah.
And you say the truth to yourself, and then you carry on. But if you keep lying, will you one time believe in your lie? I don't think, and I don't think it helps. So
no, it won't help for
right
sure.
direction.
But also, I think if you lose and let's say me and you box, right, and you've got a bad elbow and I win,
Yeah.
no one cares.
Yeah, honestly.
No one cares.
Yeah, I won't even mention it.
That's it, and I think that's the
because
right
I
way.
took the fight.
That 100% agree. High five. I think that's the right way to be, because nowadays there's too much of that, like, you know, like this hurt and I would have won if this, and it's like, bro, hey, you let yourself down.
We will never know.
You've just lost me, not that they probably care, but they'd lose me as a fan, because I go, you know what, I like someone to go,
admit.
I tried.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? On that day, I lost, and that's it, you know. And if it's a bad decision, the world saw the decision anyway.
Yeah,
so
it's all right.
we
you
know.
don't even need to speak it loud.
Yeah. Man, I hope you win a world title, because I'm on the bandwagon now.
I will do.
Oh, well, no, what do we say? 4 world titles. So 4 weight divisions, 4 belts in each one. That's 16 world titles. You got big shoes to fill.
Yeah. I need to start now, man. Come on.
But who's your favourite fighters in the world? Are you on the English bandwagon of the Anthony Joshuas and stuff, or are you more international?
I don't really know, but I think I just like skills and that. So every time a fighter will do something I like, I will, that's my favorite fighter. But my favorite fighter, let's say, all the time is Pranay Whitaker.
Really? Okay,
I
interesting.
can watch him all day long, and I don't even know why there is not more footage of him.
Do you know why? The only reason I think it was, and I'm a big Pranay Whitaker fan as well, the only reason I think it was because he wasn't a big, massive puncher.
Yeah.
I think that's why. I think because like people like me, well, not just me and you, lots of people that know what they're looking at and they enjoy boxing, they'll look at that and they'll go, fuck. But average person in the street will go, he's not knocking him out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Whereas someone like, I don't know, like Deontay Wilder, as an example, everyone can understand because he's knocking people with your full face. Tell me about Deontay.
No, I just don't understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand. My opinion, I don't understand.
Go on, explain. What do you mean?
I said I'm a fan of skills.
Yeah.
And I can't see the skills. That's it.
I agree. But here's what I think as well. What he does is a skill in itself, because he's not boxing. Sorry, he's boxing. He's not a slick boxer. He's not doing anything. And this is why I think partially age, but also because if you see the way he's training now, he's doing all slick boxing skills and like he's learning to box, if you like. Whereas to me, his skill is punch, finish. Don't worry about this boxing shit.
Trust me, don't
worry.
Yeah,
don't worry. Land that right hand, because it works every fucking time.
Do what works, that's it.
Yeah, and I think when he fought Fury, and Fury obviously as well, I think that both of them since that's took something out of them, you know? Like,
yeah.
Fury fought Usyk recently and he's fighting him again. So when this comes out, he's probably already fought him again. But what do you think about that fight before I give my opinion? Because your opinion's more relevant.
Wait, the last fight or the fight coming up?
Both. So firstly, what happened in that one, and what do you think about this one?
On the first fight, I think Fury started well, and that was what I expecting, because he's tall, and I think he did not have the marble, but you have the green one. Come on.
Yeah, you had the most important one. Yeah.
Yeah, and I thought he won the first part of round, but then when Usyk took over, he just did it so well. So I give him the fight, and the next fight, honestly, I don't think you fight Usyk twice.
Really?
So
Oof.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Like, the man is a brain. Like, Fury has 2.
Yeah.
But Usyk
special guy.
Cruiserweight. He's just southpaw. He's slick. He does it all.
Yeah, and people always talk about him being small, but he's big enough. You're big enough. He's 6'3".
I don't think he's that small enough. Don't believe. You have to believe in size, but he's been with Fury in the ring.
And at a certain time, you're big enough, right? I think his last fight, he weighed in at 104 kilos.
Yeah.
That's a fucking big guy,
So
man.
it's
Like,
all right.
how big do you need to be? Do you know what I mean? But my thing on it as well is I think Fury's starting to slow down, like in that fight. I thought like he started well, like you said, but then I think it was like, if you look at his body and like his lifestyle, I don't think you can do that for long. Do you know what I mean? I think it's caught up with him.
I don't know, because for me, heavyweights, I think they just keep the same, how can I say that? Like the same life, even when they kept, maybe they add training to it. Yeah. But I don't think they change it all.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, that's a good thing. But if you look at someone like Usyk, and even Anthony Joshua, I don't think Anthony Joshua's as good as Fury, like talent-wise, but athleticism, he's on another planet, right? Yeah. Whereas, like, he lives the proper lifestyle. There's, like, famous memes, isn't there, like, of Anthony Joshua. He's like, I woke up in the morning, I had 6 eggs, I had a heart rate monitor, I did this, and Tyson Fury's one next to it. It's like, I woke up, I didn't do anything, I had 8 pints of Guinness, and I went and sparred, you know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. I think, they have them lifestyle, and they add training to it. It's
Yeah.
not like us, like we have to change everything.
No, and heavyweight's a different game, isn't it? As well, like when you, especially I don't know what you've seen in France, but when you see the heavyweights in the amateurs,
Yeah.
it's so different because
Yeah.
like the lower weights where you're making weight all the time and you're doing things, everyone from the start looks like a boxer. Whereas
Yeah.
in the heavyweights, and I'm not criticising any heavyweights, but sometimes you go on shows and you watch someone who looks like Anthony Joshua, like physically, and he's a real
it's
heavyweight.
so different.
And then you get guys that are my size, fat as a pig, get in there, just don't want to lose weight, and they're a heavyweight now.
Yeah, no,
and you
I get
go,
what
come
you
on,
mean.
bro,
No,
you know.
For me, I always told to the heavyweight, we are not doing the same sport.
It's different. It is very different. And I think what hurts, which obviously there's pros and cons again, but like Anthony Joshua, I'm sure he fought a lot of people that it was so easy for him early that you get to the top quick.
Yeah.
And when you do that, you miss out on things as well, don't you? Like skill-wise. Now, obviously, he won an Olympic gold medal.
Yeah, that's
He's
the
been
thing.
two-time world
Like,
champion.
you don't know what's rushing and not if you...
Yeah.
Because for me, there is different route, yeah? There's a traditional one when you have to make it like step by step. But then, I don't think it would be respectful for you to say to an Olympic champion, go fight for the southern area, please.
No,
like,
exactly,
can't do
100%. And I think the old boxing style, the old heads would go, you need to win this.
Yeah.
You don't. Do you know what I mean? If you're ready for a world title, go fight for a world
Yeah,
title.
yeah,
Do you know what I
you
mean?
don't.
I think, and like Anthony Joshua, I think Anthony Joshua's a year older than me. And when like he was in, I wasn't the same club, but I saw him in sparring in gyms
Yeah.
at times. And he was, as I was like 18, he was 19, and he looked like that then. And you know when you're 18 and you look 18, and you know. You looked at him and you go, how the fuck is he only 1 year older than me? He's like a freak. He's like a different fucking, he's like a superhero. And you see him in the gym up close and he's, you know, a lot of his sparring partners, as I say, they shouldn't be in there with him. Like, so when he's like practicing, I think that helps too with your development because you've got the chance to practice that stuff without being under so much pressure. Do you know what I mean? Like you're still sparring, you still got to be aware of the right hand, but at the same time you're so much better, so much more athletic. You can go, fuck, I'll work on this. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm not in danger. Whereas if you're, I don't know, 65 kilos in a gym, like that's hard graft because them guys are fast, athletic, and it's, do you know what I mean? It's a different thing, but. There's no right way, is there?
There is no.
There's no right way, and I think the more you think about it, you can confuse yourself. Like I don't know what your experiences is, but like the more you see things, you go, "That's right," and then you go, "But that doesn't work."
Yeah,
you
that's the thing, like that's right, but that's right. Like the theory is right.
Yeah.
But is the practice right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's more like that.
Yeah, and so because the big thing that's come up in boxing, like since I've been a teenager, is like strength and conditioning is accepted now. Like when I started, like if you was lifting weights, it was like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like now you said you do strength and conditioning. Like,
Yeah.
what does it look like?
I'm not gonna lie. I said I'm not lifting no weight. I'm not. Yeah.
Oh, really? Like old school?
I just started to do strength and conditioning about a week ago.
Oh, fucking hell.
I'm not even gonna lie, but like I think it's needed now because I think you add to it, but I don't think it's the priority.
Yeah, okay. Do you know what's really interesting about that is because you're so young and you're not new in the game, but do you know what I mean? Like you're the new generation.
Yeah.
Most people that are younger that I speak to are like, no, you need strength and conditioning 20 times a week, and you need to. And you're saying like more old school, which I think when I was younger, I was more sort of on that like strength and conditioning, you know, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But now I look at it and I go, I think sometimes you just turn up, put your gloves on, shut the fuck up.
For me, that's the way to go.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think if I'm talking about what I enjoy the most.
Yeah.
But I'd rather 10 times, like, let's say, do 3 boxing sessions a day than 1 strength and conditioning session.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah, because I've had some strength and conditioning coaches on it, some really good ones. And when you listen to them, their idea is more sort of, and again, if I'm butchering it, guys, you please comment and correct me. But it sounds to me anyway, like it's obviously it's got to supplement your sport, right? Your sport's the important thing. If you're tired for your sport from your strength and conditioning, obviously you've got to take that out.
Yeah.
But it's like to look after your body more versus I feel like back in the day when strength and conditioning became it was all like power cleans and bench press and like you're looking at the chart and your numbers are going up, but your sport's shit. You know what I mean? Like whereas now it seems like it's a bit more, which is why I'm interested in what you're doing because you're new in strength and conditioning.
Now you have to adapt it more to boxing. Like what are you looking for? If you're looking to be sharp, so you need like speed, explosivity, and all that stuff. And if lifting weight makes you a bit like heavier and slower, like don't do it.
Yeah, And injury-free as well, right? Because
Yeah.
that was the thing. I've seen 2 people, I won't mention their names for obvious reasons, but pop their bicep off doing strength conditioning.
I've seen that too, yeah.
Like, and it's like, fucking hell,
Yeah,
you know?
please, I'm a fighter. At least if I get injured, it can happen in the ring.
Yeah.
Not when I'm lifting something.
You can't avoid that, right? That's part of the sport. But if you hurt yourself lifting fucking weights, it's like...
dead.
Yeah, exactly. But you said you just started doing it. Like, what does that look like? What do you do?
I was doing it, let's say, before the European title. No, before the Commonwealth title. Before the Commonwealth title, I was doing SNC. Then I stopped because I just don't like it. I was not even regular. But then, obviously, Sam told me, oh, you know what, you need blah, blah, blah. I said, okay.
Yeah.
You're the coach, so...
Yeah, you're the coach. You tell me what to do.
Yeah, so, and now I talked to my SNC coach, and we put in stuff like, we're doing stuff that helps with my boxing.
Mm-hmm. So can you tell us what it is, or is it all secret?
Yeah, I can tell what it is. It's more about like, how can I explain that? Like building like strong, powerful, and how can I say that? Strong, powerful, and like lean, quick muscles.
Yeah, fast twitch muscles.
Yes.
Yeah, so not bodybuilding mass.
There is no point to bulk nothing. So
no, make weight cut even harder, right?
Trust me, wow.
Yeah, start bench pressing and see how far you get.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, exactly. But if you sort of like look at a week of training, do you have like times in the week where you go, I need to adapt the rest of my week because I'm fucking tired, or do you just grind through?
The most part of time I just go through and I wait for Friday.
Is Friday a rest day? Is it?
Yeah, but the thing is, no, Friday is not a rest day, but you've got a weekend, and with what I experience with my body is like I can do 8 days of training and then I need 1 day of rest. But when I say rest, is rest.
Yeah.
Like I do nothing.
Do nothing. Don't talk to me. Don't come near me.
That's what I've experienced.
Yeah.
So this is how I function.
That's interesting because like a lot of people, they have a set schedule that I've spoken to in the past, not so much more recently, but they, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we do twice a day. We do this, and this.
Yeah.
And then Sunday I rest, and then Monday I come back and we do it again. But Monday they're fucked. They're still tired.
You can't do that. But if I feel like tired or something at some point, I talk to my coach and we'll that to it.
How's he take that, Big Sam? Is Sam like, shut up, fucking carry on?
Depends. It depends. Like, him, you have to find him on a good mood. If he's on a good mood, everything's right. But obviously, I think the most part of time he is on a good mood. But if you find him on not a good mood, like, just do what we plan.
Is that right? I'll have to find it because I've spoken to Sam and hopefully I'm going to do some pad sessions with him and sort of experience it a little bit. So I'll try and catch him in a good mood. We have to find him at a good time.
Oh yeah, but that's what I've heard about him. Apparently, back in the day, was not that nice, but.
Well, I can tell you, I used to box for a different club at Earlsfield, but I was working. I spoke about this with Sam on there. I was working in a Farringdon, which is in London, and like on the trains on the way back, the stop by Lynn Boxing Club, where he was head coach at the time, was right there. So I did a bit of training there for 6 or 7 weeks, and I can promise you he wasn't as friendly as he is nowadays.
Wow.
Back then. This was 2012.
Yeah,
so,
I don't believe that because I haven't experienced it.
Yeah,
but...
yeah, no, he's always been good. He let me in the club. He was always nice, but he was. I don't know where he was younger, he was a bit more sort of focused on the gym in terms of like, it's an amateur club, so you're worrying about more people, right?
Yeah.
Whereas now you come here and he's completely different. It's like, clues in the name, it's a professional gym, but the whole vibe's more relaxed because you haven't got like, in an amateur club where it's an hour and a half on a fucking weeknight where it's like boom, 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 and everything's big. So when I trained with him then, I didn't really train with him. Do you know what I mean? It was do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it was
like
a different...
you trained under him, but it was...
Yeah, he's
like,
not taking notice of me. He's
Yeah.
taking notice of 20 people.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's a different thing. Whereas, as I say, you come down here, he's chilled out, he's eating a sandwich, and he's ready to do the session, isn't he? Do you know what I mean? So I think, and obviously, like, that's 12 years ago. Like, the experience you get settles you down, I think, because you're more... like in tune with what you're doing, I guess, right? You've got a schedule. Yeah, so shout out Big Sam, always a friend of the show forever, and maybe we'll do another one at some point. But so if you go into your next fight, that'll be 12-0, right?
Yeah.
At that point, as I said earlier, for women's boxing, a lot of people have fought for world titles before that.
Yeah, before that.
What's held you back? Why have you not fought for world titles yet? Is there a particular reason?
In my eyes, no, because if we're talking level-wise, I have it. But it's more, I think, because, like, I'm not followed properly, like, I ain't got a promoter, and I think that's the hardest part.
Why is that? Is there a reason for that?
I think I'm not selling a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think now when you want to be
Which is crazy. Why? Because like obviously I've seen your pad work and stuff. You can fight. Like I'm talking to you now. You got a great
Yeah,
personality.
but if
like,
you can fight and nobody knows you.
but that's what I'm saying. Why not? Because it's like you got great personality. You can speak. Everything's good. Like why is someone not going fucking hell? Push Johanna. She's gonna take on the
Yeah,
world.
but imagine you have someone you have to push and someone that's there already.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Well, you better
take
find
it.
that person they're pushing, knock them out pretty quick, huh? You'll be the new focus because, like, as I say, like Sam, we was having fun before about your English is fucking perfect. So you'll be able to do all kinds of things. Like that doesn't make sense to me. Like, let's get up there, let's get that Saudi money, son. Yeah. But earlier on, when I said I was trying to say Accor, I think it's Accor Arena. This is killing me. After this, I'm gonna look it up.
Google it.
Accor Arena, something. I'm trying.
Oh yeah, Accor.
There you go. I found it.
Yeah,
Accor Arena, right?
Yeah,
So when I said about that earlier, the UFC, what is it? Accor Arena.
Accor Arena, yeah.
You said it better than me. Say it again.
Accor Arena.
Accor Arena. We'll work on it. We'll go through it. But UFC's been there a couple of times, I think, right? And whatever. And when I said UFC earlier, you looked at me like I just slapped someone. Like,
no,
what's your beef with you?
It's just not the same as boxing. Like, people are always comparing both games, but I don't think you can compare.
There's no comparison. They're different, completely different.
Just because like MMA is that it's new, like it's a new thing. It's, let's say, even for me, it can even be a trend where boxing has an history.
Well, it was also illegal in France till very recently, right? Like really recently. That's why they started going to the Accor Arena, because it was a big deal because he couldn't have it there before. And I don't know if you know who Cyril Gane is.
Cyril Gane,
yeah. You pronounced it better than me as well, but there you go. Cyril Gane, he was a big deal, right? And he fought there, and he had you obviously didn't see the fight because you don't like it, but he had a crazy fight in the Accor.
Yeah.
Accor Arena against a fella called Tai Tuivasa, and it was big heavyweights, knockdowns on both sides and stuff. So there's no chance of you ever switching over and having some MMA experience.
I told you I don't like to get punched, so imagine me getting kicked.
You don't like to get punched. You're gonna be a world champion boxer.
I'm gonna be a world champion without taking a punch. Right?
Yeah, okay, I got you. I understand. And you've got no interest of. I was going to ask you about jiu-jitsu, all kinds of things.
At all.
Nothing.
I do boxing. That's it.
That's it. But nothing. I can't entice you to kick something. No.
No. Why?
Why? Okay, good question. I'll take that. Okay, fair enough. But there's no interest in watching MMA. Nothing.
Depend, like when it's like some big fight. Yeah.
There we go. We're moving somewhere.
Just because of the hype.
Yeah. But such as who's big fights in MMA?
I've watched. It's how's it called? Edwards against
Leon Edwards.
Usman.
Yeah. Okay.
I watched this one go in and back.
Yeah.
Just because I knew about Usman and like the fact that he lost, he wasn't upset. And then
did you see the first one when he got knocked out?
Yeah, but that was a bad one.
Well, did you see the whole fight?
No.
Because it was a mad fight. Because fight started.
I watched the whole fight, but not on the same night. Like,
yeah. Because the mad thing with that one was it started. Leon Edwards did well in the first round, but then he got dominated, and it was like one of them fights where you go, never mind, good try, come back next time, and then right at the end, boom, the head kick.
Just at the end, and I was like, wow.
And if anyone hasn't seen the head kick, look that one up. Kamaru Usman versus Leon Edwards, because he's knocked out with his eyes wide open, which is a strange thing.
I've seen the knockout, and I was like, that's real pure violence.
Yeah, and different.
You know when in boxing they're saying like a knockout changes you, and I think that knockout really affects him.
Yeah, listen, it has to, right? Yeah. It has to affect you. Have you ever been knocked out as an amateur?
No.
God forbid. Gosh. No knockout club. I never got knocked out either. I didn't have your experience, but I never got knocked out either. But I know people, and again, I won't mention names, but there's a particular person I boxed with in the amateurs who was really good, really high level. I'll keep it vague because I don't want to give away who he was. Right. But he was, he got knocked out once. Yeah. Never the same. Never, ever the same. He, like, everything changed. Like, even in the gym. Oh. Different. Just completely different.
Yeah. And I think it takes a lot of you.
It's got to take a lot out of you, right? Because especially if you've never been stopped and you kind of feel like you're that person. Yeah. When that's gone, I think that must be a big deal. You know what I mean? Because you see it all the time. But then I say that. You see certain people like in history, like Roberto Duran. He got fucking knocked out dead and didn't seem to bother him at all. Yeah,
but I think like there is two ways to deal with things. It's like, let's just make it right again. Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. Yeah. That happened to me. How will I deal with that? Yeah. And when you start overthinking it, I think that's your done.
Do you think that a lot of it's mental rather than physical with the knockouts coming back? Yeah, I think there's got to be something to that. It has to be, right?
Because if it's just physical, you're just like, okay, I'll protect my shin. That's it.
Yeah, because you see that as well. Some people are never the same in terms of like they take punches well, and then as soon as they get touched, they sleep.
Yeah.
And you go, what the fuck happened? I'll tell you what's interesting. I know we're jumping around, but on the Katie Taylor fight, obviously there was Mike Tyson fighting on the main, right? Did you watch that fight?
No.
So I watched that, right? Now, it is what it is, right? And we get into that. But he's 58 years old.
Yeah.
And he still takes a punch well. Say what you want. Like when he was getting hit, he had no trouble. And I know he's a tank. He's a freak. We're not all the same, right? He's a freak. But he's... Because that's the thing, when you watch like Evander Holyfield box a few years ago, as soon as he got touched, he wobbled and he looked like an older guy. Even though he looked great and he could still box, as soon as he got touched, he looked like an old man. Whereas that didn't seem to be the case with Tyson. Tyson still seemed like you could hit with a sledgehammer and it wasn't going to bother him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I don't think Tyson has, I don't think he had like hardest fight than Evander Holyfield.
No,
that's why.
Evander had crazy.
Yeah, so now I think he can, I don't think he can fight every year, but like...
I don't want to see it
this
again.
kind of occasion, like... It's fine. He's fine for that.
Yeah, I don't want to see it again. I don't want to see it because I don't want it to become.
I haven't watched it, so I can't.
All right. Yeah, I shouldn't have watched it. Yeah, but it was good for a round-ish. The first round, there was a few exciting bits where I thought, "Come on, Mike, this is going to go the way I want it to." But then he just slowed down, you know, and it is what it is.
So yeah.
But he's the same age as my dad. Do you know what I mean? Like
you don't want to see that for real.
You don't want to see that, especially when what he was. Do you know what I mean? Because my money, and me and Sam spoke about this too. I feel like in his prime, he was the best heavyweight there's ever been. Like for a short period of time, and people go, "Oh, Muhammad Ali." That's great. My pick's Mike Tyson.
Okay.
Every day of the week. Who do you think is the best heavyweight?
No, I pick Mike Tyson.
You do?
Yeah.
You're fucking fire today, son. But let's talk about some of the pound. I kind of cut you off before with pound for pound. You said Terence Crawford's now. Who else is out there now that's exciting to watch? Because I feel like that there's a few people out there. You mentioned Inoue as well.
Yeah.
I think
exciting
he's elite,
to watch.
but people don't know who they are. So, like, as a boxing expert, obviously, like, who's out there?
Exciting to watch?
Well, both. Exciting, but the level's got to be good because I don't want to hear about, like, your uncle fights down the road.
Terence Crawford, Inoue, but I don't think he's that exciting to watch. Like, he's so good. And the one that I really like, it's Bam Rodriguez.
Yeah, oh, mate, yeah. See, I wouldn't have thought of that, but yeah, great fight.
And, Tank.
Tank's a great fight, I think. Tank. But Canelo, or is Canelo out the way now?
Yeah, Canelo, but yes, let's say less than Tank or
okay.
Or
because the other one as well that seems to have gone away a little bit, I know he's getting a bit older, but was in his prime, I think was fantastic, was Lomachenko.
And yeah.
Man.
Lomachenko, but then after that, it depends what you like. He's a very, very, very good fighter. But let's say if I put Lomachenko and Terence Crawford, I pick Terence Crawford.
Yeah, I understand. But the thing with Lomachenko as well, I think he might have stayed in the amateurs too long. Just like over-adapted to that. Now, obviously, he's done fantastic as a pro as well. I think he's the fastest to ever win a world title, fastest to win 2 belts, 3 belts, all that kind of stuff, right? But as an amateur, and I don't know if people quite understand, haven't boxed, how crazy it is. I think his record was 396 wins, 1 loss.
Wow.
Like, come on, bro. What the fuck?
Like 300. Like, I bet you walk in the ring, you don't even stress.
You don't like...
what do you feel?
Nah, yeah, whatever, man. It's just
another
day.
Okay,
But to have 1 loss, and he beat the guy twice, I think. Do you know what I mean? Like, who beat him? It's just insane, isn't it? Like, with how many bad decisions there are in amateur boxing. How many losses did you have as an amateur?
As an amateur, I've 10, 12.
Which is, for anyone who doesn't know, that's fantastic. Like, to only lose that many bouts out of 70 is crazy as an amateur because, again, like, bad decisions. Some days, like, you're not doing it full time. Some days you turn up, your fucking knee hurts or
that's the thing.
You're bored. And that's another thing as well, like silly things on shows. You know, sometimes you weigh in and then you got to go and sit there for 6 hours and wait. Like, that all plays in. It's all shit. Like, to have that many wins and only 1 loss is insane. Right. But he's a special guy. But for me, let's talk about the heavyweights right now before we finish because it's been a while. But Anthony Joshua's last fight with Daniel Dubois, wow. I mean, I didn't see that coming. Like, did you?
No. I'm not even
gonna I don't think many people did they?
Yeah, no. Honestly, I didn't know. Like, obviously, I knew because I've watched Daniel Dubois against Ergovic, I think it is.
Yeah.
I've watched that and I was like, yes, Daniel can whack, but the frame of Anthony Joshua was like, okay, that can help and that. But honestly, sometimes like they put a fight out and you can kind of make the fight in your head.
Yeah.
But this one, I could not even work it out. So I was like, what happened? but my favorite was AJ. And then I was like, wow, when he knocked him out, I was like, that's a bad one.
And the way it happened as well was crazy.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing as well, right, with Dubois, he had a thing before where he kind of like, when the pressure got turned up, he seemed like he was like, not for me. And obviously my club mate Joe Joyce beat him, shout out Big Joe again. But he's a different fighter now, right? He's a different fighter.
Yeah.
Whereas like, I personally, I know he lost eventually to Usyk, but I've said this on here before, but I'd like your opinion anyway. He hit Usyk with a low blow, right?
Honestly, as a female boxer, I won't even pronounce myself on that.
Well, as a non-female, I would say that wasn't a low blow. I think that was a legit shot. Now, whether it was low in terms of technicalities of the belt line and all that shit, open to interpretation. But he definitely didn't get hit in the pieces that would make you act like that. To me, I think that was a legit body shot, and I think he should have got a knockout.
Yeah.
But he didn't, right? So
that's what I was coming to say. Obviously, everyone knows that.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say.
But anyway, so like since that, he's turned the corner. Like you said, the Hrgovic fight, he went through some shit. What's the other guy? The steroid guy, Jarrell Miller. He was up against it in that fight too, and then he turned it around and came back. So he's definitely something's clicked, right? And like in that AJ fight, I've said this on here as well. And to make my point properly, it's like, AJ's real intelligent, you can see it, right? And I'm not saying Dubois is not intelligent, but he's more like basic in terms of like, he just seems like, and I can't speak for him, but it just seems like he sees a boxing ring, he wants to fight, he wants to go home. Do you see what I'm saying? Whereas AJ's more like the superstar. So I feel like he had the freedom.
There's one fighter here that thinks a lot, and another one that thinks less and just have to do it.
That's what exactly. That's what I mean. Yeah. And when he got to the ring, it just seemed like it was like, no stress. I could just get to fight. Whereas AJ seemed like he had a million things
Yeah, we can't say. Obviously, we're not in their head, but yeah, I think there is one fighter that has more pressure than the other.
By far as well, right? And I think it's obvious, right? I'm not breaking any news here, but he got caught with a big shot early, and I think he was struggling from then on. But at the same time, the rematch, I don't know if it's going to happen next or whatever, but before I say anything, what do you think about the rematch? Do you think that's a good idea for AJ or not?
I don't know. I don't. It all depends, like how he's. I don't know. His choice.
Yeah. Do you think he can beat him? Is what I mean. Do you think? You think he can turn it around?
I think he has a chance. But like, we all have a chance.
Yeah, of course. I feel because Johnny Nelson is ex-world champion. The guy who's on Sky. He talks about it. And I think he made a really interesting point. He was a world champion cruiserweight, and now he's on Sky. You'd know him if you saw him. He's always around giving interviews. Big black guy. He's
Bolt.
Yes, that's it. Yeah. Got a northern accent. Really funny. Big personality.
Yeah, I know who he is. I didn't know the name.
Yeah. Johnny Nelson. So he said about it. He said like something. And again, someone correct me if I'm wrong on this, but he said something along the lines of like, AJ will be where he needs to be mentally when he gets to about 45 years old, but it will be too late physically to do it. He doesn't believe in himself like other people believe in him, and he doesn't believe he's as good as he actually could be, sort of thing.
Yeah, but you know what he says? I think it's that for a lot of fighters.
100%.
Like, I feel like, let's say your team believe in you more than what you do, but like, let's say AJ is a bit further than what he can do.
Yeah.
But for other fighters, for who like they can like not do some mistake in them fight. Yeah. I think they just believe a bit more. Like the way they believe in themselves is not as the coach believes, but it's still closer than what he believes. Yeah. I don't know if you get me.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, no, it makes perfect sense. I understand 100% what you're saying. And then when you top on top of that, like AJ, the amount of pressure he's got in his life. Yeah. But it's not just the pressure of boxing. But like, if you imagine, if me and you leave here now, we go down the road. We just walk, right? Yeah. AJ, the whole fucking street follows him.
Me. And the man, look how big he is. Even if he wears sunglasses.
You can't hide. Yeah, you can't. Have you been up close in person, seen him?
I've seen him, yeah, after his fight against, I don't remember, but German.
Otto Wallin?
No, German, the one with the dreadlocks.
Oh, sorry, yeah, I know you're talking about. Yeah, Franklin, Jermaine Franklin, yeah. I thought you said German guy, sorry, yeah, Jermaine, yeah. But he, like again, he's a year older than me, and he was an amateur, like before the 2012 Olympics. I saw him, like, and he was kind of known on the boxing scene, but like not famous. Do you know what I mean? But so like I've been up close to him, like as in gyms, and also like at York Hall when he's just watching, and no one's bothering him because it's just before he got really famous. Type thing. But
like you said, he can't hide then.
Yeah, nah,
he's
he
6'6". He's got muscles coming out of everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, even if you're not famous, people are like, who the fuck's that guy? Do you know what I'm saying? So, like, cut a couple on top of that. But listen, at least he's made enough money to retire and not have to worry, right?
That's
So
the thing. Like, there is people like, it would not change a lot if they retire. So
no. And listen, I don't think people realise how hard what he's done is. Do you know what I mean? Like, people can knock him all they want. He's won world titles, Olympic medals, everything.
I don't think people should be allowed to criticize a boxer.
That's what I mean.
Like, the game's too hard.
Too tough, exactly. Too tough to even go in. Like you say, like there's people on like BoxRec, for example, that have had 100 fights. They've lost 97. They've only got 3 wins. Normal man wouldn't appreciate how hard that is. They just go, oh, he's lost all his fucking fights. He's useless.
And what?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. But before we finish, I want to hear when your next fight's going to be, when you're going to win a world title, how many we're going to get, all that shit.
I don't think you have one answer.
Oh, come on. You've said that to me, but I'm like...
I'm telling you, I wish I could like give you the scoop, but I ain't.
No, I got you.
And I think you came too early. I'm going to call the manager this afternoon.
Fucking hell, I should have come back in a few hours' time. But before we finish up, the one thing I always ask people, and this will be interesting because you come from France, but there's a correct answer on this. And I asked Sam and he gave the wrong answer. Which football team do you support? There's a correct answer here.
PSG then.
Oh, okay, all right. It's not a terrible answer. The correct answer, Chelsea.
Oh, yeah, actually in England I like Chelsea, yeah.
Gosh, there you go. Because I said to Sam, like Sam was giving it the whole, I'm so proud of South London, South London, South London. I said, what football team do you support? He said Arsenal.
Trust me.
I was like, bro, yo, I'm proud to be South London. But anyway, not a bad answer, but I really appreciate you. Before we finish up, if there's any sponsors or anything you want to shout out?
Yes, thank you for Table for Business. They're supporting a lot.
Perfect. We'll put anything in the description
Davis,
you want.
Thank you, and in the description.
Nice.
Just, I don't know, like put whatever you want.
Yeah, perfect. Nice. Well, I really appreciate it. As I say, future world champion. I always finish with the fists up like this.
Yes.
Squeeze the neck. Boom!